Now I know the Montreal Canadiens are playing a game as I am speaking versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. In fact, it's 1-0 CPJ off of a Boone Jenner goal. But with that said, we have some pretty groundbreaking Montreal Canadiens related news that we need to dive into here. And it all revolves around one of the most exciting names from the collegiate scene. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are revisiting the Michael Hage conversation, because according to Elliotte Friedman, he's hearing that Hage, the talented Canadiens prospect, will return to Michigan for his junior year. The Wolverines lost in the Frozen Four this week. Hage will have another chance in 2026-2027. Now, the weird part about this is, we had been hyping up Michael Hage over the past few days because reports from people like Darren Dreger went out there and suggested that Hage would be a Montreal Canadien soon. And that there was this idea floating around that Montreal was going to use Michael Hage in a pretty meaningful spot as quickly as in the next few days here. The idea was Hage would wrap up his NCAA campaign, which he did. Unfortunately, the Wolverines lost against the Denver Pioneers, and Michael Hage would be thrusted into a top 6 role. 19 years old, a guy who produced 52 points in 39 games. He was a double point per game guy for Team Canada at the World Juniors. There was so much to like out of Michael Hage, and the Montreal Canadiens wanted to take full advantage of that this year. So, to hear that Hage is going back over to Michigan for his junior season, after having a year where he just totally dominated everywhere, you have a lot of Montreal Canadiens fans that are responding to this report with frustration. NHL Rumor Report went out there and said, "I'm a little bit surprised by this. Lots of reports suggesting that he would sign." Another says, "It feels like a Cutter Gauthier situation." Pedersen for Hage and a first. Thank you, Habs. Elias Pettersson for Michael Hage. He wants out of Montreal. EP40 for Hage. Bruh, are we really gonna start doing this? Michael Hage to Vancouver trade talks? Well, let's dive into what some other Canadiens fans are talking about this Hage situation. You have Alex over here. He said, "I'm sorry, but this changes many things. I would now be more open to trading him this summer for a piece that can help the Canadiens now. I just don't see why he needs to go back for a third year while he's been dominating. The Habs window is opening, and I don't think they can wait for him to be impactful." No need to call me names because you disagree with me. We can both have a discussion on it. A top reply says he won't dominate the NHL. Limited ice time here. Let him develop one more season. Alex says, "I personally would have preferred Laval. They can control his ice time and everything more over there, and he gets acclimated to the pro level, and the scheduling too, which is harder than the NCAA. I thought he would go, but he genuinely has some things he can sharpen up and be an immediate impact player next year for a playoff run. He ought to shoot far more and gain even more confidence." Another reply, this is what Cam Robinson said about the situation. "The Michael Hage news may appear surprising, but he's not NHL ready yet and Montreal is full. Go back, play a junior season, try for a national championship, and come out fully ready to go. Players and advisors are looking for ways to avoid the AHL if possible. An extra college season does that." Some of the replies to this tweet say, "He is NHL ready, you moron. He just doesn't want to sign with us." I'm glad you're handling the disappointment well. Playing top minutes in Laval under a coach who knows Montreal's system is a better route than going back to Michigan. It's really hard to comprehend this decision. TJ Ginlafan says, "Why avoid the AHL? It's considered a higher level of hockey than college, isn't it? And he would be better prepared for the NHL. Colleges have way better facilities, chartered flights depending on the school, and you make solid money and play way fewer games." Another reply to the situation, this is what Marco D'Amico said. He said, I understand fans from the Canadiens are disappointed, and some will make some aggressive assumptions based on this decision. From what I'm hearing, it's a layered choice. Michael Hage's brother Alex will be with Michigan, and Michael will get 1C usage and will be able to further build himself up. Now, of course, D'Amico is a primarily Canadiens-focused beat reporter. He said Michael Hage is going to be even more well-surrounded next season. Everyone but the senior class is expected back, with some additional potential big names joining this summer. The Canadiens could have a plug-and-play top 6 center by next spring, but didn't feel they did now. The expectations towards Hage may be a little over the top due to the World Juniors. Don't get me wrong, he is an elite talent, but if the plan is truly for him to be a center at the NHL level, he may not be there right now. At that point, make $80K in the AHL or 6 figures in the NCAA. Mike asks Marco, is this a collaborative decision between both camps for his development, or more so coming from Hage's side? I'm sure the Habs respect the decision. I'm just wondering if this is part of their plan for him or a detour. The Canadiens are said to fully support Hage's decision to play a junior year in college. Obviously, he could have signed his ELC, but he felt he had unfinished business. Which does make a little bit more sense when you think about it. It's not like, oh, Michael Hage is scuffing the Montreal Canadiens. He doesn't like them. He doesn't want to be there. He's like cutter-gochieing it. It doesn't seem like that's the situation here. He wants to go back. He wants to hone his skills. He's got a brother that's going to go out there and play Michigan Wolverines hockey as well. Speaking about that Alexander Hage, he's 18 years old. He is undrafted. Actually, he's eligible to be drafted this season. That's pretty cool. And in the OHL's Niagara Ice Dogs, he had 14 points in 48 games played. So really not great. I don't think Alexander Hage is going to be drafted. He actually looks a lot like Michael, which is, of course, understandable. But he will be suiting up for the Wolverines next season too. Michael wants to play with his brother. It's like Quinn Hughes and Luke Hughes and Jack Hughes, it seems. Or maybe Brady and Matthew Tkachuk, who really knows? But at the end of the day, it does seem like there is some very legitimate reasoning for Michael Hage to decide to go back to Michigan for one more year. Habs Chronicle said, we're no experts, but it doesn't seem like there was much left to gain with another year of NCAA hockey. Even if opportunities would be limited in Montreal right now, Laval would have been a great step for him. Habs Chronicle says they are a little disappointed. So, reactions are going all around in regards to Canadiens fans, NHL covering media, but at the end of the day, it does seem like Michael Hage has made his decision. He is not coming over to Montreal, despite the fact that Darren Dreger reported they would have had a top 6 forward spot waiting for him down the middle had that decision been made otherwise. So with all that said, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about this Michael Hage update? The guy is staying. He is not joining the Montreal Canadiens for a playoff run in 2026. He'll be going back, playing a junior year, hopefully winning a national championship next year. I'm just interested in seeing where his point production goes, because TJ Hughes, obviously the top Michigan guy, ended up signing with the Colorado Avalanche earlier today too. So he's officially off the market. TJ Hughes couldn't come to Montreal or whatever. He wanted to go to the best team in the NHL. So yeah, Alexander Hage, not saying you've got some big shoes to fill, but the top dog is indeed leaving. Michael Hage, you gotta become that top dog yourself now. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.